Hello and welcome. My name is Mark, this is Riffle Shuffle and Roll, and today we are continuing our Oktoberfest celebration with a little game called Boon. If it's your first time visiting the channel, be sure to hit subscribe and the bell so you're notified about new games every week. Boon is a proprietary version of an American game called Sheepshead. Sheepshead is a heavily German-influenced game that is played traditionally up in the northern part of the United States. Now, the people behind Boon actually moved down to Texas from the north and found that it was hard for them to teach the game to the new friends that they made. So their idea was to create a deck of cards that made it easier to learn and play, and that's how we got Boon. Boon has removed the traditional card suits and made each card organized by color, and the trump suit is all one color as well. Point values are on the card, and all of these features make this a very easy game to learn and enjoy. With all that in mind, let's dive in and learn how to play Boon. Out of the box, you get an instruction booklet, a 32 card deck, and 20 victory cards. There are 4 suits in the Boon deck: red, blue, green, and gold. The gold suit is the trump suit, and it is ranked 1 low up through 14 high. The red, blue, and green suits are all ranked 1 low up through 6 high. Some of the cards have point values. The point values can be found in the corner or in the center of the face. For a 4-player game, you will use all of the cards. In a 3-player game, you will remove the red 1 and the green 1. For this example, we'll have the dealer here at the bottom of the screen. Shuffle and deal 7 cards to each player in a 4-player game. In a 3-player game, each player will get 9 cards. Now here in this 4-player example, the last 4 cards of the deck is called the Boon, and it is placed face down in the center of the playing space. Make sure each player starts the game with 5 victory cards. Once setup is complete, the bidding phase can begin. Now, all that happens during the bidding phase is each player is given the opportunity in turn to decide whether they're going to pick up the Boon or not. If a player decides to pick up the Boon, they will be playing by themselves against the other 3 players. The player that picks up the Boon will add those cards to their hand, switch out any cards that they do not want to hold on to, and then at the end of the round, they will earn points for the cards that are in the Boon, as well as any cards that they captured. If each player passes on the Boon, then it becomes what's called Leaster mode. And in that case, every player is playing for themselves, and it's basically a trick avoidance game. You're trying to get as few points as possible. The player with the most points loses and has to pay victory cards. Now, if a player picks up the Boon and it becomes 1 versus 3, their job is then to collect at least 61 points or more. So if they fail to collect 61 points or more, they will have to make a payment to everybody else at the table. But if they succeed, each opponent will make a payment to them using their victory cards. Bidding begins with the player left of the dealer. If they do not want to pick up the Boon, they say pass. So player 1 passes, player 2 passes, player 3 passes, and bidding gets to the dealer, which they will go ahead and go for it. They're going to pick up the Boon. The Boon is collected and added to their hand. They then pick 4 cards that they do not want and put them in the Boon. The dealer has decided to bury some of their highest point cards in the Boon. So right away, at the end of the round, they're going to get 20, 30, 42 points contributed to their score as it stands. They might even get more depending on the tricks that they collect. The Boon is kept a secret, and then it's placed face down near the dealer. And this can actually start the dealer's trick collection pile. The player left of the dealer leads the first trick. Player 1 leads the trick with the red 2. All players must follow suit if they can and play a red. Player 2 has the red 6, so they add it to the trick. Player 3 adds the red 3 to the trick. The dealer does not have any red cards, so they can play any card they want. They're going to take this trick with a trump suited 6. The highest card in the suit that was led, or the highest trump card, takes the trick. The dealer collects the trick, places it face down on their pile, and then the trick winner leads the next trick. The dealer leads the green 1. The next player does not have any greens, so they can play any card they want. They're going to go ahead and throw out their red 1. Player 2 is going to follow suit with the green 4. And player 3 is going to take advantage of this opportunity to give their team 10 points. So player 2 wins the trick. The green 4 is the highest ranking card, so they collect it. And they lead the next one. Play like this continues until all of the tricks are collected. At that point, it's time to tally up the score. So let's go ahead and fast forward to the end of this round. The picker has collected 86 points. That is far more than enough needed to win the round. There are 120 points possible, so the picker must collect 61 points or more in order to win the round. That's more than half. If a picker collects 61 to 90 points, each opponent will pay them 1 victory card. If they collect 91 or more, each opponent has to pay them 2 victory cards. Now, on the other end of that, if the picker fails and they only collect 30 to 60 points, they owe each opponent 1 victory card. And if they only score 0 to 29 points, they owe each opponent 2 victory cards. So the picker did fine. They got 86 points, almost enough to get paid 2 victory cards, but they only get 1. So each opponent pays the picker 1 victory card. The cards are collected and deal passes left for the next round. Now remember, in Leaster mode, that's when every player has passed on the boon and nobody picks it up. The goal is to have the fewest points at the end of the round. That player wins the round and is paid 1 victory card by everybody else. You have to collect 1 trick though to qualify as the winner. If you failed to collect any tricks, so you had a score of 0, but you didn't collect 1 trick, you automatically lose and you have to make a payment to the actual winner. So for Leaster mode, collect at least 1 trick, have the lowest score, and you win. As rounds continue, eventually, a player will run out of victory cards. Once that occurs, the game ends, and the player with the most victory cards is the winner. And that's how to play Boon. So I think you can see that the way this deck is made just makes Boon a really easy game to learn and play. It can kind of get you prepared for learning the traditional game of Sheepshead, which has some differences. And I think it's a nice gateway into more German card games, which is what this Oktoberfest celebration is all about. So this game has a lot going for it. It makes a traditional game easy to learn and play. It gets people maybe interested in point trick games and more German inspired games. And it's a great way to celebrate a German American culture. Well, that is it for now. I'll put a link down below that will take you to where you can buy the Boon deck. And until next time, keep on playing.